It helped me to develop like a grid that I actually can follow. Hello everyone. I've actually been working on scripts for 2 videos that I'm about to shoot today, and I've been meditating for 10 minutes because I've been nervous and I've noticed some fear coming up. It's the first time I film on my own again in months. I've been doing a few interviews, but that is completely different. The focus is not on me. It's not on me to talk as much. And if I do, then I have the input from what the other person is saying to me, right? So I was just sitting there and breathing and trying to notice where do I feel the tension? Like, what am I so scared about? And I just had this sensation of wanting to film this, like talking a little bit about what's been happening these last few months, something that is not scripted at all, because the other ones are going to be on a prompter kind of, and I'm going to read through because it's so much text and I want to go through like specificities, but at the same time, something that I enjoy very much is just speaking freely into the camera, and that was getting lost a little bit in that process, and it was putting pressure on me in terms of like saying the right thing and saying it perfectly, which like I always put that kind of pressure on me, especially when like the camera is on, but I want to try and slowly get rid of that because I don't necessarily worry about what I say anymore. I stand behind the things that I say and do, and sometimes some situations can put you in somewhat of a state that maybe the next day or even an hour later you're not identifying with as much anymore, and you're like, oh, why did I say it this way, or why did I like comment on this specific thing that way? And I think it's so complicated to be defined as just one thing anyway. Like, we are subject to everything that happens around us, and like the people that we surround ourselves with and the conversations that we have in those specific moments. And even though I have like a ground base of like what I believe in, what are like my pillars and what is true to myself, I'm always subject to the energy of someone else and the euphoria or even like the sadness or like mellow moods that can influence how I'll be reacting. Like, something can potentially make me angry or can potentially make me sad, and I'll be able to reflect on it later on with way more calm and way more ease and way more like rationality as well. So here I am, just wanting to rant a little bit about what this has made me feel. I'm super excited to record those videos for you because I want to make a bit clearer what Imma Studio is about, just show like some clearer insight on the interviews, on the other content that is going to come out, which I'll put in this video. I'm not sure if it's this corner, you'll see. And yeah, so what's been going on this summer? Like, now is September. I'm pretty full on with work actually, so I'm relying on the whole organization that I've established for myself strongly in the last few months. Like, I've been working on figuring something out for myself for pretty much since October last year, and like picking something up, trying to stick with it, falling off the wagon, letting it go completely, coming back to it, noticing what didn't work for me, adapting that, and through slowly like failing in this process with myself and noticing the things that didn't work for me, noticing the things that like I actually did look forward to within that process, it helped me to develop like a grid that I actually can follow. There still are things to be improved. There still are moments like now where I'm so busy that I'm not yet equipped to realize when I've put too much on my plate. I anticipate I'll have more energy and just like feel absolutely drained, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna take a nap, or I'm gonna hang out with some friends because it's just been focus, or it's been production, or it's been talking with people, but in like a very mental energy robbing way, not because it's something I don't want to do or because it makes me tired per se, but it's just energy that I need to actually have the depth of conversation and really like listening to the interviewees, or even like if friends tell me something that like they're worried about or they're sad about or they're happy about, you know, just active listening costs energy. And as a freelancer as well, just all the work I've been doing, I'm trying to do my best, and doing your best always costs more energy than you expect, I guess. So still figuring this out, but slowly but surely I'm able to follow through with the calendar I set up for myself, with the tasks that I set up for myself, and to also actually like look at the calendar in the moment in which I'm supposed to do some work, because I would get so weirdly overwhelmed at the fact that I'm supposed to work now and feel like I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and also not wanting to look at the list that I've established for myself, which is super paradox, but I think it has something to do with the fact that I'm scared that even if I tackle the thing that I'm supposed to do, I'm not going to do it as well as I want to do it, because there's been too much proof in the past of me acting on something and it not turning out as great as I had imagined it in my mind. And I think this is something very, very, very normal in the beginning of processes, when you're still learning to keep track of everything, when you're learning to shoot. For example, I've had an issue with this new camera that I'm filming on right now with just me in the image. It's absolutely amazingly crisp. And on the first interview that I shot with the camera, afterward, I got so mad at myself because I had not set the focus right, and I had zoomed in and I still had like the, what is it called? Soft skin effect turned on. And so the whole image is like quite milky, is a bit more blurry than like a very crisp image that should come out of the kind of camera that I got, you know? So yeah, and these are the kind of things that I guess you only learn through experience and through failure. Like, should I or could I have done trial? Yeah, and I did actually, but I did on my own. And when there's two people in the shot, well, the focus sometimes doesn't really know what to focus on. And that is a rookie mistake. Again, when I spoke to my dad, who is working with cameras professionally, he was like, yeah, probably the focus just went to the background. Whatever. Point is, the learning by doing has been so present in this last, I'd say, maybe the whole year, like so 8 to 9 months, in which I have given up to not do the thing. Okay, if I'm expressing myself right. I mean, I'm not doing what I'm scared of. I just simply do it scared, and then notice that I make a mistake and then I learn from it, or I don't make a mistake and I have the thing done that I wanted to do, and next time I'll probably even do it better. That is something that I've also, again, like the interviews have been such a crazy learning experience, in which at the beginning, I was so nervous to set up questions. I was so nervous to have the conversations, and I would like cling so strongly to like what I'm supposed to ask next. And I'd sometimes like drift off in my mind because I wasn't able to fully listen to the person while they speak. It's a whole hour, if not more, of having like a deep conversation, which is something I hadn't done in this level of professionality before. So yeah, the learning by doing. And now, like after like 2-3 interviews, I'm so much more comfortable, and I'm so much more able to listen to the other person and return questions that actually come up in the moment and still tie it back to something that I've already had in mind where I wanted the conversation to go. And it's so beautiful to observe that for myself in like my personal progress, and to adapt that to anything that I'm working on is extremely motivating. at times, you know, like motivation is something that comes while doing the work, but it's been so motivating to have this learning experience constantly in like trying something, feeling uncomfortable, thinking it's terrible, looking at it, seeing it's actually pretty okay or actually great, depending, and then keep going. And that is something that I've had tremendous fun with and that I've just been enjoying. And it feels like with every time I overcome this kind of barrier or hurdle or fear, I come out a little bit closer to what I'm hoping to get in this life. And that is like absolute choice to do with my time whatever I please. I believe the most valuable thing that we have nowadays is the power to choose what to do with our time when we want. Like, I can choose when to get up. I can choose when I work on the things I want to work on that I've chosen. I decide when I hang out with friends. I decide when I go on a holiday or visit family, in my case, that I don't live in the same country. So it's different than like working for someone and asking for permission on the holidays or needing to go to work 40 hours a week from this time to this time. And whether there is much to do or not much to do, or you feel like it or you don't feel like it, you have to go. And that is obviously not different with freelance work for now, but that is a compromise that I'm willing to take in the pursuit of this way of being able to have my time be decided by me, and me also knowing myself well enough to push through things that are uncomfortable. Not everything is just going to be smooth flowing and just fun and butterflies. That has not been the case, and that will never be the case, or most probably won't. Who knows? Never say never. But for now, it's just understanding when to push, understanding when to rest, and eventually arriving at the point in which I can decide to do at all times with my time what I want, because there is no pressure for me to need to go to work to make money, because money is ideally generating itself somehow, you know, in terms of like passive income or something that I've already constructed, and eventually having enough of a cushion that just supports it all. Let's see what version of this will come true first, or if they all grow parallel. That is something only the future will tell. And yeah, I think I've come to the point of what I felt like doing with this video, and I want to keep it short and tight. So I'm, gonna leave it at that. If you have anything you'd like to leave in the comment section. I read everything. I love that we're still such a small community and that we can interact. I always love to network with other creators and artists, entrepreneurs about like their path, their learnings, or simply you as a person having this endeavor or any project that you're wanting to take on. I'm writing articles on Substack as well. Anything that you see on any platform of mine, mostly YouTube, Instagram, and Substack, you can either read, watch, or listen, whichever format you prefer. So I'll leave the links down below to all of those. And I'm gonna end it on this, and I'm wishing you a beautiful day.